They understood. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Okay, that's great. That's amazing. That's the change we wanted. Oh my god. They really listened. They really listened. Alright, guys. Patch notes are out now. Not the preliminary patch notes, but complete patch notes. So check out the full patch notes found in the description of this video. But also, yeah, Mr. Happy and Meone, I think both of them will cover this today. So if you want the full walkthrough of the patch notes, check this out. I will mainly focus on the battle system changes because that's basically the only thing that I'm looking for in patch notes when I read patch notes, because everything else is kind of content that I want to explore inside of the game. So yeah, we are focusing on this one today because I know there's a lot of stuff to be unveiled tomorrow, and I'm really excited to do that in game and not just reading stuff out here. So yeah, let's do the battle system changes, and they are actually more advanced, and there's way more of them. More changes to be happen that I would have expected. Especially there are a lot of jobs that are being mentioned here that haven't been mentioned on the live letter. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to see that. And we have to go and walk through this piece by piece, I think. Okay, so first thing, I just had a very short glimpse here. So these are not really reactions or not blind reactions, because I have seen these already. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, lucid dreaming being acquired at level 14 already now is good, because yeah, the more abilities you have access to early on is always the better thing. So yeah, also they have kind of changed the tank stances, that you can now swap with all tanks from 10 to 3 seconds. The recast time has been reduced. That means you're not getting punished if there's any miscommunication with your off tank, or if you're the off tank and you just want to swap with the main tank. If you're doing a singular mistake there, it's not getting punished like it could lead to a wipe, because yeah, 3 seconds is not that much. It's just 1 GCD or 1.5 GCDs from the auto hits of your boss. So yeah, the penalty you get is not that, yeah, the fall is not that high anymore. Okay, so on top of that, there are actually significant changes to the combo system of the Paladin. That means, yeah, execution of your cast spells like Holy Spirit, Clemency, and Holy Circle are not interrupting your combo actions anymore. So you can now freely put them whenever you want, except, yeah, if you're breaking your fight or flight, which should not be done. So yeah, you still have to stick with your fight or flight buff window and use the melee combo in that window, and then have the kind of distinction to your caster phase, yeah, afterwards or before that, whatever opener you decide for. But yeah, it's still good to see that, because it mainly helps Paladin players to address some rotational drift, and especially when the bosses are transitioning at some points, it's always good to see. And on top of that, they also gain more HPS, so more heal restored by all your finisher attacks that follow up to your caster combo, so to say. It's magical. Sorry, magical combo, because yeah, you're not casting at higher level anymore, because all of these are instant spells. But yeah, that's cool, because I think, as far as I'm aware, I haven't played both of these jobs yet, which is something I want to do next week. Basically level them up, or this week actually, level them up to 90 to be able to compare Warrior, Paladin, Dark Knight, and Gunbreaker. But yeah, so far as I have witnessed that, the Warrior is way stronger on self-heal, and they kind of redressing the balance a bit, because Paladin was always about the self-eminence, the self-healing, self-sustain character, and I'm glad that they moved back into that direction a bit more. Okay, the Warrior is getting overpowered, redesigned to not work in a cone anymore, but in a circle around you. That's really good. I like that change a lot. Yeah, I think there are Warrior players out there, might be Warrior players out there that might complain about this, because it's our cone identity, overpower identity is being destroyed. It's overall more accessible, because placing targets in a cone in front of you, in my opinion, is always worse. But on the other hand, it could misalign with melee jobs cone effects, or melee jobs cone skills, except they have changed that as well, but it doesn't look like that. Yeah, Dragoon would be definitely falling under this law, and they haven't changed anything here. So, yeah. Good for the warrior, maybe bad for the melee jobs, actually. So, kind of a mixed bag, in my opinion. Okay, so this actually means you can't do the inner release stuff wrong anymore. Which, in all honesty, I'm not a big fan of these changes. Because babysitting the player too much is making the game worse, in my opinion. And, yeah, doing mistakes is kind of a natural process that every player should go through. And you can't become a better player if you're not doing mistakes. You can be split on this. I think you can really be split on this. Babysitting the player is good or not. In my opinion, it's not. But yeah, let's see the gritty details here for the Dark Knight. Because yeah, that's what we're looking for. And Flood of Darkness potency has been reduced. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I think reducing some potency here. Oh, dude. Oh my god. It's how long did it take? That's the most obvious thing, and it just took them 4 months after releasing Endwalker that this is a good change. It's hilarious that this was kind of the obvious thing that should always be there in Endwalker. It should have been there from the start of Endwalker. And now they're adding this. Crazy. It's crazy. Okay, Starward Sword now quite level 40. Yes, finally. Oh my god, that's amazing. That sounds like a stupid thing for you or for some players that haven't played the Dark Knight yet. But this is actually a game changer because that gives you access to the combo, the AoE combo. And yeah, of course, you're just having 2 buttons now instead of just 1 button that deals AoE damage. But I think that's actually a significant change, especially if they don't change anything to the whole idea of Starward Soul. It also gives you MP more. So now you have more MP, you have 2 AoEs. Dark Knight might be overpowered now on lower level. It could actually be the case. Okay, here it is. Living Dead. Now, please, please, please make me proud, Square Enix. Please. Please make me proud that you understood the problem here. The additional effect restores HP with each weapon skill successfully delivered or spellcast has been added with a cure potency of 1,500. That's a lot. Okay, so much so good. If an amount of HP totaling your maximum HP is restored before the Walking Dead timer runs out, the effect will now change to Undead Rebirth, with the duration carried over from the time remaining for Walking Dead. While under the effect of Undead Rebirth, most attacks will not lower. Yes! They understood! Oh my god! Oh my god, guys. Okay, that's great. That's amazing. That's the change we wanted. Oh my god. They really listened. They really listened. Square Enix, I'm super proud. Really, honestly proud about this. This is amazing. These are basically all the changes the community wished for, and these are really the changes that, in my opinion, were reasonable to do. And even though you should have that in there in the first place when Endwalker launched. Yeah, T-Band is still a bit clunky, but this is all we need. Alright, yeah, Gunbreaker, the same change applied to the tanking stance here. Monk Perfect Balance can no longer be executed while under the effect of any beast chakra. Dragoon. Action animation has been shorted. Action now changed to Mirage Dive while under the effect of Mirage Dive ready. Okay, that's good. That's good. That removes action bloat. So we don't need to address a new button for Mirage Dive. And yeah, this could be a big change if they yeah, put this in very nicely and adjust the engine accordingly. Okay, all jumps and dives have been shorted. The animation action has been shortened. I'll have to test this. I think this is one of the first things I will have to test when the patch is live tomorrow. So I'm curious. I'm really curious. But yeah, I'm so glad about the Dark Knight already. Oh my god. Rogue Ninja Height now dispels the effect of Doton upon execution. The additional effect increases target's damage taken by 5%, has been added with a duration of 20 seconds. Okay, that's the mark change. That's basically Trick Attack now. Trick Attack was always 20 seconds, right? So yeah, it's basically Trick Attack now. Trick Attack, the additional effect increases target's damage taken by 5%, has been changed to increase damage you deal by 10%. Okay, somebody mentioned that this is actually a very good thing, good change, because yeah, this will give you the advantage and opportunity that it's not target based damage increase. So you are getting stronger and you can choose whatever target you want, especially for AoE situations. This is much better than the trick attack before. But yeah, on the other hand, we have to see how that readdresses and rebalances the damage potential of the ninja, because of, yeah, ninja is basically getting additional damage now. And we have to see how that is compensated. And as far as I can see here, it's not. It's actually not compensated. Combo potency has been increased from... They're also increasing combo potency. Basically on every attack, except the Vakakra, which is your Ninki gauge spender. But that doesn't seem to be so significant either, because everything else has been increased. Melee Mastery now quite at level 74, previously 84. Okay, that's balancing for lower level content. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Ninja is pumped right now. Samurai, okay. Here we go. Hakase has been increased. Jinpu increased. Third Eye duration increased. Shifu increased. Combo, rare, everything increased. Damage over time has been increased significantly. Like, really, really much. That's a lot, because the Hingabana lasts 1 minute. That's significantly more. Okay, combo potency has been increased. Increased. Area of effect has been changed from a combo before to all nearby enemies. Okay, that's also good, because it was always weird to have the circle AoEs then land or change alter into Tenka Goken being a cone AoE, which I never liked. They have tested this, right? They must have tested this. We will test this tomorrow. I just recorded footage before these changes for my Samurai on the dummy. And right when this starts, after we have checked out the jump animations of Dragoon, I will do a power test video right after this. Okay, repelling shot range has been increased from 5 to 15 yards. Oh my god, that was needed for so long. I don't know. It always felt for me that you just want to go back, but before that's actually possible for you to do and to accomplish, you have to reach further towards your target, which is kind of contradictory in so many ways. So I'm glad to see that. Yeah, I think 15 yams is not so far, but it's 10 yams further away, so that's definitely a good thing. Battle Voice no longer requires the effect of Mage's Ballad, Army's Pawn, or the Wondrous Minute to be active. That's also good. You can now use that maybe preemptively or just earlier, or not stick to very, very strict rotation patterns when something goes wrong. That's always good. Action now changed to pitch perfect upon execution. Oh, nice. Okay, that's a small one, but a good one, I think. Even though I might need to get used to that, because now I have to really switch my buttons there. Yeah, it could be bad for my setup, my hotbar setup. But yeah, I think once you get used to it, it's definitely a good thing. Okay, Machinist. That's another thing I was really curious about. Drill, Crown Collider, Pile Bunker, Air Anchor. Okay, so at least Drill, Air Anchor, Chainsaw are all the same potency. That's good, because yeah, I've seen many people complaining about the fact that Drill could now become the strongest of them, and that would make the total idea behind it a bit yeah, dumb, and totally destroy the idea that you have 3 similar attacks that are really strong, that you can perfectly use with reassemble and align them properly, and that's still the case, so good to see that. Potency increase per weapon skill landed has been increased from 150 to 200, so that's basically how much can you get out? 6 or 7? I think 7, right? I don't know, don't quote me on that, but if it's 7, then it's per 2-minute window an increase of 350 potency. I really don't know if that's the big deal and that can change the Machinist, but it at least goes into the right direction. If there might be just one more patch that will get Machinist to the spot where it should be, I can take it. I can wait. The waiting is long, but it might be worth it. So yeah, hopefully this is already the change that will direct the damage output into the right way. Overall good changes. We'll have to see how that balances out and if that's enough. I hope so. I really hope so. Okay, so Arcanist Summoner, this hopefully is a bit more simple, and I will understand this because I'm basically a Summoner main, but that doesn't grant me any expertise more because, yeah, they have changed that in Endwalker a lot. But yeah, Ruby Rune has been increased, recast timer and potency to all the versions of it, and outburst as well. So yeah, and Ruby Write as well, which does seem like a reasonable change, yeah. So now the cast time is on par with the recast timer, and there's no need to use Swift Cast for this anymore. That's really, really good thing. I like that. That's really cool because now, yeah, you don't get punished because you're not using Swift Cast because of how the recast timer was shorter than the cast time, and you could benefit from removing the cast time with Swift Cast, have a shorter recast timer, increasing your overall damage. Now it's basically not the case anymore. That's good. I like that change a lot. That's a really good change because it also brings the potency increase that people yearn for, because Ruby Write always felt like a bit underperforming, a bit underwhelming compared to the other summons there, other primal stances. So that's really a good thing. Seems like a small change, but I think it's actually a very impactful small change that is good to see. Okay, yeah, Searing Light, that was what we were looking for when they announced that on the live letter. It's now executed directly from the caster rather than via Carbuncle. Yeah, solves many issues with the rotation and basically some glitches where you had to wait until Carbuncle enters combat and gets registered at being in combat, and then you could use it. Then it might delay your Bahamut, summoning Bahamut for some milliseconds. Yeah, milliseconds is the right term. Sorry. Yeah. I think that now is changed, and you can directly use your Searing Light after you have pre-casted Rune 3. It hits the target, then you cast Searing Light, and you swap into Summon Bahamut without any delay, without any problem. And of course, it will opens up space for later on timings with Searing Light, especially if you have two summoners in the party. They can align that properly and time this better than before. Yeah, all the Ruby abilities have been adjusted to be more compact, to be not required to use Swift Cast for the DPS increase anymore, which is I love this. This is amazing. I always hated that, and I think I'm not the only one, that you kind of had to use Swift Cast now, and it's not just the optional, it gives me a very, very small advantage, but it actually granted you a very significant advantage. It might even grant you the significant advantage in some occasions with the ground AoE of Garuda Slipstream. But for now, it's at least not necessary to be used, or if you just not use it, you're not wasting DPS potential. I like this. I like this a lot. Rune Mastery 4, the increase of potency for Ruby Write has been changed from... Yeah, okay, that's basically the same thing we saw in Ruby Write itself. Yeah, overall, I would say that are reasonable and good changes, small but significant. That's how you should do patch notes, and how you should do patch notes. How you should do job adjustments. Yeah, I'm astonished. Square Enix is nailing it. They are nailing it here. Okay, so Red Mage, yeah, I think Red Mage is fine. Nothing to be changed except this displacement. The animation delay was always a bit clunky, always keeping you out of sight, out of place, sometimes out of positioning. So it's cool to see that happening. Let's see. Okay, Stone MP cost reduced. MP cost reduced. Arrow, Stone 2, Region. MP cost reduced. MP cost reduced. Area of effect radius from Cure 3 from 6 to 10 yalms. We know about that, or we heard about that in the live letter. Okay, now it's getting very interesting. Secret of the Lily. Time before lilies added to the healing gauge has been reduced from once every 30 seconds to once every 20 seconds. What the heck? Okay, at least from the healing aspect, this is a significant increase. Dude, that's amazing. I love that. That's amazing. You have so much more frequent access now to the lilies. That's cool. Okay, potency has reduced from stone, and MP cost has been reduced. Potency reduced. Here we go. That's it. All right, guys, here we go. Potency has been increased. It is damage neutral now. That's what people were yearning for, and they have changed it in the way that it's at least not a loss of DPS when you do this. That's good. That's amazing. Okay. Reduction in potency after the first enemy has been increased from 25% to 50%. Yes, I like that, because I think now with the higher potency, of course, this would lead to crazy AoE damage from the White Mage. And when we're looking at the AoE damage, White Mage was, in my opinion, the top healer right now. Except for Sage, maybe. Sage is going wild at some points. But yeah, when looking at just raw damage output, this would be too much. And reducing the decrease of and fall off damage here makes absolute sense and is absolutely reasonable to do. Okay, so far, I'm really, really proud. Let's see about this. The additional healing effect from remaining stacks of Liturgy of the Bell will now be triggered when time expires or upon executing this action a second time. Okay. This doesn't solve the problem entirely that, yeah, also other party members can proc this. And I think the reason behind this is maybe something on the engine that is hard to register this as a buff to the party, other than just a buff to yourself, because of, yeah, how connection and server stuff has to intertwine into this aspect as well. But yeah, I think that's still a good one, especially because we have this one here. There needs to be some more work put into the White Mage, in my opinion. So, but we're seeing a good trend. The trend is really good, and yeah, hopefully in the next patch they will readdress this even further, and then we have the perfect White Mage being a thing here. Okay, so the Scholar, yeah, basically the same thing. MP costs have been reduced for especially the offensive stuff, which is good. Yeah, you're mainly casting the offensive stuff 90% of the time, and healing is kind of second thing. It's your most important aspect of a healer, but yeah, performing this is kind of the second thing to go. So yeah, good thing here, and also I think that's fine. Expect area radius is always good, that you're not dropping something wrong and then people can't stand in there. I like that. But yeah, effect of expedience has been reduced. Alright, so the Astrologian. Combust. Effect duration has been increased from 18 to 30 seconds. Updated. They already updated that on the official site. That's amazing. Okay, yeah, I get it. That's the early version of Combust, the dot, which had been shorter than the other dots. Okay, that's good. That's good. Like I said, improving the early leveling phase is always a good thing to see. Okay, so the Sage, I can't really make sense for these changes myself because I haven't touched the Sage yet. But it feels like this is solving some issues that, yeah, you can't properly start into your rotation because of how the Adder Sting mechanic is designed, which Momo talked about a bit. And yeah, also you get 4 stacks of the Soteria effect. It now has been increased. So yeah, Soteria, I don't know. You have to make sense of this. Yeah, I think it's not a big buff in any regards, just fixing some issues that Sage had with the opener. New traits have been added. Increases. Oh, wait a second. Traits for the specific jobs. Dude! No! The most significant change is here. I don't know what to say. Okay, so the appearance of the dancers as pre-gauge when filled to 50 or higher has been adjusted to be more discernible. Okay, so that with that you know when to use your saber dance properly and yeah, not getting overcapped with as pre-gauge. That's good. The sound effect played when a bard's soul voice gauge reaches 100 will now also play when the gauge reaches 80. Moreover, a new visual indicator has been added for when the gauge reaches 80. Okay, that's also good because I think at some points you are forced to use it at 80 already. So, yeah, I'm not completely sure about that, but it seems like a reasonable thing. But yeah. Yeah, Square. I don't know. Why? I thought you were just not doing this. Just removed it. So yeah, we really have to see the Samurai, how the Samurai compares to after patch and before the patch, and I'm curious to do that. So there will be a power test video, of course, and yeah, I will keep you updated about everything revolving around these job changes and some other stuff as well. So stick around. Thank you for watching. And yeah, if you want to know more about the patch in general, check out the description or follow Mayuni and Mr. Happy's coverage of this topic. Until tomorrow, have a wonderful rest. Take some time off, maybe when the servers are down. Play some other games or enjoy something in real life. Take some time with whatever makes you happy. And tomorrow, let's join all together to enjoy the game that makes all of us happy, right? So until tomorrow, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep loving Final Fantasy.